first. Side impact airbag. Drive safely.
Tonight's News Extra is an undercover investigation of rip-offs that exploit homeowners with flooded basements and sewage backups. Desperate for help, many may believe anything a sewer repairman says, but watch out. Tonight, Pam Zeckman reports on how you can be hustled at home by sewer conmen.
Sewage bubbles up through your basement. The water level rises even higher during a heavy rain. Homeowners desperate to drain the water call a repairman for help. But if you happen to call a sewer con man, you'll get drained. This is Darren Reed. We call him Darren the Digger because he seems to love digging holes like this to replace supposedly broken sewer pipes. Now he's a man on the run from us and homeowners who paid thousands of dollars for digs they probably didn't need.
You know, Mrs. Tregay, she lost $9,000.
She remembers him.
I believed him. He's a very sincere person. I believed what he told me.
She met Darren when she called Berry Plumbing, also known as County Plumbing, after her toilet backed up. Normally, when sewage backs up, it's because the sewer line is clogged with tree roots or other debris. A plumber comes in and uses a rod that cuts through the obstruction, so sewage will flow out to the main sewer line in the street. But a sewer con man may pretend that the sewer line is broken, so he can't rod through. And that's exactly what Darren told Janine Tregay.
They started digging a hole right here, and it was going to be $600.
Then he said he had to dig up collapsed pipe in other spots.
And then he said everything was perfect.
Perfection cost $3,500, but within weeks she had another backup, and back came Darren. Once again, he said he couldn't rod through. He had to dig in another spot.
He started digging from about where this rose bush is, and he ended up going through here under the sidewalk, and you can see that asphalt patch is where he had dug up in the street.
Now the bill totaled $9,300.
I was sick. I mean, I really was, because we don't have that kind of money. We had to get a loan for it.
Incredibly, then she had another backup. She called Darren to explain why. His answer, dig again. But this time she got a second opinion from this man, and he was able to rod the line.
The cost how much?
I charged $150.
It makes me wonder how much of our work really needed to be done.
Now, whenever Rick Peterson sees a hole like this, he suspects a rip-off, offers to rod the line, and usually clears it without having to dig.
I would say about 90% of them don't need to be done.
But with all the evidence buried underground, how would a homeowner ever know for sure? So we decided to con the con men by setting up a sting at this house.
First, we had a reputable plumber rod the sewer line.
It was free and clear. I didn't hit one little bit of resistance.
We hid cameras outside and inside the house. Then we contacted County Plumbing. And guess who came calling? Darren the Digger. Sure enough, he said the pipe was broken.
Instead of the pipe, like I said, being completely open, it's in half.
So what do?
You dig it up and fix it.
The more Darren digs, the more he makes, up to a 40% commission. And at our house, he was turning an $85 rodding job into an $800 dig. After he left, we double-checked. There was nothing to repair.
It's fine, 100% working condition.
It was in that condition when Carl Burton from 7-Eleven Plumbing came to call and also told us
my rod is not going to the street.
He showed us where it was blocked and needed repair.
It can be anywhere between the tree and here.
And the cost?
Maybe $1,200.
Or maybe more. He also makes a commission, 54%. But ironically, during his sales pitch, he warned us that his competitors might create repairs.
No, it's an important concept. You know, there's a thin line between stretching the truth and fraud.
Thanks, Carl, but you crossed that line. However, in this written statement, Burton denies doing anything illegal or unethical. And the owner of 7-Eleven couldn't believe his sewer man would try to repair a pipe that's not broken.
Is that something your company approves of, to do that to a homeowner?
No, it's not.
It sure is not. We don't need money like it. We're not thieves.
The owner of County and Berry Plumbing, two of many companies that have subcontracted work to Darren, says she runs a legitimate business and he would not get her work anymore. As for Darren,
Why would you do that if there was nothing wrong with the sewer line?
I don't do that, man.
We have talked to many people that you have done that to.
No, ma'am.
You're digging up lawns and parkways all over the northern suburbs. Are you doing that to rip people off?
I don't do that, man.
try telling that to the woman who lost $9,000, Janine Tregay.
I think he ripped me off. I think he really ripped us off. It makes me really angry and depressed.
For News Extra, I'm Pam Zeckman.
To avoid getting ripped off, it might be worth your while to get a second opinion from a reputable plumber or sewer contractor recommended by a friend or neighbor. Channel 2 News has put together this brochure called Hustled at Home. In it, you'll find ways to make sure you don't get ripped off by unscrupulous repairmen. For a copy, write to Hustled at Home, 2 News, Box 4400, Chicago, Illinois, 60680.
Coming up next, she thinks she's a carbon copy of Scarlett O'Hara. We'll let you decide.